Hey, Millionaire! As some of the most well-known celebrities on the planet, pop stars should be extremely rich, but sadly for them, they're surprisingly good at going broke. I guess creative people just aren't all that good with money, but there are some who are smart enough to take their wealth to the next level. Some of the pop stars in this video earned all their money just by having an insane number of fans who are happy to spend loads of cash to watch them perform. Others are even smarter because they took that money they earned by selling loads of records and invested it into businesses that would make them even richer. Either way, every one of them has an insane amount of cash. This is our list of the smartest pop stars who didn't go broke and became extremely rich. Guess which superstar took her #1 spot? The answer might surprise you. Number 8. Barbra Streisand. Barbra Streisand has achieved fame both as a singer-songwriter and also a filmmaker and actress. And I really mean that. This star has so many awards, I'll bet she needed a whole room in her house to keep them all. She's been awarded a whopping 10 Grammy Awards, 2 Oscars, one for Best Original Song and another for Best Actress, plus 5 Emmy Awards, a Tony Award, 4 Peabody Awards, and 1 Golden Globe. And let's not forget she also has a Presidential Medal of Freedom. With all that talent, it's not surprising to see her name on this list, but it's even more impressive when you learn she's entirely self-made. Her family was living in poverty after her dad died when she was young. It's pretty shocking that she's achieved such a high net worth without investing any of her money. Her film, stage, and music career have earned her enough money that she can donate millions to charity and still have a net worth of $425 million. Now that's what I call star power. Number 7. Victoria Beckham. Victoria Beckham has pretty much quit the music business, but we all know she started out as a member of the pop group, the Spice Girls. They were a global sensation, and Victoria became super famous as a result. But even at the height of her fame, she was already earning extra cash from other stuff. Documentaries and reality shows were big earners, and the Spice Girls even got their own movie. She also worked as a model. She was pretty smart when it came to money, because she started investing long before quitting music. Her fashion label, named after herself, is probably her biggest business now. She also has 2 best-selling books. Plus, we all know she's married to the famous football player David Beckham, who's also super wealthy. Still, she has more than enough cash of her own, with a net worth of $450 million. Can you click subscribe before the Beckhams earn another ton of cash? You have about 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You might even learn how to make as much money as them by subscribing. But for now, keep watching. You'll never guess which pop star took our #1 spot. Number 6. Beyoncé, $450 million. Now here's a name you won't be surprised to see on this list. Beyoncé has made such a name for herself that she's now considered iconic. She started out as a member of Destiny's Child before turning to a solo career. A lot of people don't succeed when they go solo, but she sure did. She currently holds the record for most Grammy nominations of all time. That's all pretty amazing. But she wasn't about to stop there. She invested her money in her own fragrance and fashion lines, and in stakes in the streaming service Tidal, which is owned by her husband, Jay-Z. That, plus her occasional acting role, has earned her a mind-blowing amount of cash. She's currently worth about $450 million. Number 5. Celine Dion. Surprised to see Celine Dion on this list? You shouldn't be. She shot to superstar-level fame with her soundtrack for the hit film Titanic, and she gathered a ton of die-hard fans at the same time. She actually started out singing in French, which made her popular in her native Canada. But deciding to learn English really paid off for her. She's now one of the best-selling singers of all time, with 200 million record sales worldwide. If that wasn't enough, her Las Vegas residency was earning her a whopping $500,000 every night. But she's pretty business smart too, and she invested a lot of that cash to earn even more without even stepping on stage. She owns her own fragrance line, plus a restaurant chain and nightclub. That's all added up to a seriously impressive net worth of $470 million. Number 4. Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift is the youngest pop star on this list, but that only makes her net worth even more impressive. After all, she hasn't had the same amount of time to grow her wealth as everyone else. Her age hasn't stopped her though. She's made almost all her money from her music. Her record and tour sales are just through the roof. That's incredible, considering she's a self-taught musician. She only had a repairman to teach her a few chords before she had to do it all herself. Combine that with some high-profile acting roles, a couple endorsement deals for big brands, and a lot of smart investment in property, and she's earned a huge amount of cash. Her net worth currently stands at a whopping $570 million. If she's fourth on this list at such a young age, just imagine how wealthy she'll be in 10 years. Maybe growing up on a Christmas tree farm brought her good luck. Who's your favorite pop star? How much of your cash would you be willing to pay them to watch them perform? Tell us in the comments, and keep watching to find out which super smart pop star took our #1 spot. Number 3. Madonna. The 80s were all about pop queen Madonna. She was so big that she's still the 4th highest selling musician of all time on a worldwide scale. According to Forbes, she was also the first woman in music to earn $100 million in a single year. But it's not just her incredibly successful pop career that earns her money. She's one of the smartest singers out there because she invested loads of cash into businesses to grow her wealth. She owns fashion lines, health clubs, and a record label. And she didn't stop there. She also published many children's books and produced movies. And let's not forget all the money she makes from endorsement deals. She's a pretty busy superstar, and there's no denying she really earned her $575 million net worth. Number 2. Paul McCartney. We all know that Paul McCartney started out in rock and roll with the Beatles, but a lot of his solo career had its feet firmly in pop music. No matter what genre he's working in, he seems to be hugely successful at it. He's earned his incredible wealth only with music. He has writing credits on a whopping 32 songs that reached #1. His song Yesterday is the most covered song of all time, with 2,200 versions of it from other artists. And he also owns 25,000 copyrights, not all for his own songs either. And that's all without mentioning that the Beatles were probably the most famous band of all time, and his time with them earned him an army of devoted fans. So what does that all add up to? A $1.2 billion net worth. It's not surprising to see one of the Beatles near the top of this list. What is surprising is that there's a pop singer who's even wealthier than McCartney. So which smart pop star took our #1 spot? Number 1. Rihanna. Rihanna's music crosses so many genres, we had to put her on this list. After all, she is super popular. She's also the richest female musician of all time. Amazingly, she hasn't released an album in years, but that doesn't seem to have hurt her music career. She's still near the top of the rankings of the most streamed artist of all time. But it's not just her catchy songs and star power that earned her an insane net worth. A lot of her wealth comes from her brilliant business mind. In 2017, she launched her crazy popular makeup brand Fenty Beauty in collaboration with French luxury group LVMH. She then expanded into lingerie with Savage X Fenty, which has just launched an activewear line. That's right, she's still expanding, even though she's one of the richest performers who ever lived. Her net worth currently stands at a mind-blowing $1.7 billion. But keep your eye on her, because she doesn't look like she's slowing down.